this fucking chat?
Hello and welcome to Talkin Baseball. It's the Tidbits episode, and we got playoff schedules and playoff starters to discuss. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Talkin Baseball. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. I got Trevor here. We got Jake with the gold chain. BBD behind the dish. Jake and BBD are in the Roosevelt Studios. RSVLTS. I am home sick. Trev is in California wearing a yellow beanie, wearing Apple AirPods. My screen just gave us all a nice red tint. Very interesting. How are you guys doing? Welcome to the show.
Trev, how you doing, big guy?
I'm feeling great. I've been in a good mood despite the dire circumstances we're facing in California right now. It is smoky as hell out still. I've been cooped up inside, but you know what you got to do when times get tough?
What's that?
I don't know. Can you tell me? I don't know.
Yeah.
I've just been pushing through it. Somebody got a recipe for it?
When the
Open
going
invite.
gets tough, the tough get drinking. That's a Bret Easton Ellis quote.
I'm trying to limit, like it's hard not to have like a glass of wine every single day. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I'm trying to cut it back. Maybe like every other day or something like that.
Do you think that... Never mind. We got to stay on topic.
Okay.
Jake, how are you?
I'm good. On Trevor's drinking topic, something I'm nervous but excited for is that a good beer shop is supposed to be opening up right under me. Like nice, I don't want to say rare beers because what the hell is that? But so I'm worried that that's going to become a part of my
Rare
life.
beer.
Where are you at? Are
beer.
you one a nighter? Or are you?
So I'm not a big drinker anymore. I mean, I still, when I turn up, I have trouble, stopping before I hit the 10 on the knob. But I do like having a couple IPAs, getting a good buzz. But on my frame, that doesn't age too well. That turns me into more Pablo Sandoval than Eloy Jimenez, like I look like today.
New Brave Pablo Sandoval.
Yeah, and that's what we're deep diving on today. His impact on the 2020 Braves.
Can you fucking imagine?
I've been sick and out of it. Why did the Braves sign Pablo Sandoval?
Fucking got me, bro.
Only thing I got is that their bench is surprisingly shallow. Like I looked at their bench the other day. It was Tyler Flowers, Echeverria, and Inciarte, which, hey, they're solid, but that's it. I don't know.
It's also just a minor league deal, so like,
Why not?
No such thing as a bad minor league deal
Wow, don't tell that to Plouffe.
I would never take it
for the team.
Someone wrote me let me just get this off my chest, and then we can start this. Someone tweeted me like something about like if you saw the 2011 Twins roster, it'd shock you to find out that the only people that are still playing baseball are Drew Butera, like Liam Hendricks, somebody else. And then they were talking about me, and they're saying, I should still be playing because I'm only 34. Dude, it's fucking old in baseball. And like I could still go play, but like I didn't want to play and be a bench player. I hated it. I fucking hated it. So let me live my life, person who called me out on the internet.
Trev.
I made choices. Sorry.
Trevor. Your number one draft pick. You went second deck in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Fucking professional baseball player. Why you can let anyone tell you should have played longer? That guy probably didn't play past middle school. If
I'm just saying, I just answered his question.
Want me to gas you up a little, Trev?
I always welcome gasoline. My tank is never full.
Trev low-key doesn't like getting gassed. He thinks we're over-gassing him when we gas him.
I think you mock me a little bit because I know who I was as a player. I understand it all. But if you want to fill it up, fill it up. I gotta change my headphones because my AirPods are gonna fucking die.
People that aren't athletes are dumb.
Oh, speaking.
No, it just cracks me up when people are like, the shut up and dribble people. It's like,
Yeah.
what do you do? Why? How are you an expert on this?
And know what? Trevor said it great. Like, Trevor, window we've got into it, you live a pretty nice life, Trevor. You got a nice pool. You got a couple kids, beautiful wife. You're
lizard catching son.
You're lizard catching son.
You're the number one gopher killer in all of Hidden Hills.
That's a fact.
You can't stop killing gophers. Like I do think people underappreciate, like, and Trev, you've been pointing this out recently, like, how much does Pablo Sandoval have in the bank account? Because it's a big number, right?
Yeah, I mean, some people love the game, dude. Some people love the game.
Like, the fact that he's going to the Braves minor league site with the potential to play some postseason baseball, that's low-key cool. Like, make all your fat jokes and everything, but the fact that Pablo Sandoval, with over $100 million in the bank, is still willing to do that? Like, that's pretty cool for Pablo.
It's really cool for Pablo, and I can't fucking believe he has that much money. He was pretty good.
Who's his agent?
I don't know. Good for him.
Yeah, kudos to him.
Looks like he's with the SPS Sports Group. Previously, he was with Beverly Hills Sports Council.
But there are just different levels.
Beverly Hills guy.
Yeah.
There's different levels of, like, love for the game. Like, some people, like, you can't take the jersey. Look at fucking Brandon Phillips, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, do we have any pictures of Pablo Sandoval on top of a horse? Because I'd love to see those.
I
Pity that horse.
can ask around.
Don't be mean.
Trevor.
Pablo Sandoval
My God.
on a horse.
It's okay to fat shame men. You can't fat shame women. Everybody knows that. Do you want to hear my take on that real quick?
No.
No, okay.
A little weary of that one.
It's a great take. I'll do it quick. Listen, I think the chat's going to love this. Chat, you're going to freaking love it. I'm looking at the chat right now. You can't, obviously it's not okay to fat shame anybody. I don't,
There you go. End statement.
No, listen. I think that you should be whoever you are. Okay. Try to be healthy. I think that's important.
Okay.
But love big people.
Okay.
Like, whatever.
Okay.
This is my thing about it. You go to Target, right? Don't cringe. It's perfect. Go to Target.
Am I cringing?
Go to Target.
Okay. Yeah.
Look at all of the models in Target. You look around. They've done a great job of integrating all shapes and sizes, colors of women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to see the spectrum. And I love that because I really believe people need to see that it's okay to be themselves.
Okay.
But look at the male models. They are all ripped, jacked, classically handsome. There's no love for the big dudes. What's up with that? Why hasn't it crossed over into the male side yet?
Do you know that this company is a front or just a gateway into mine and Jake's true company, which is going to be called Short, Portly, and Unkempt.
Yeah.
And it's a clothing line for our elk.
Jeremy Olson agrees with me. Thank you, Jeremy.
Just like everything you would need. Like, you get, there's sweatpants, there's shorts.
I do believe the dad bod was like
there's two brands of polos.
Not a Target, bro. Not Target. You got to be jacked and, like, looking good, chiseled jawline. I'm like, hey, let's get some dudes in there with a little bit of belly. You want to talk about, like, serving your audience? Guess what? Like, Americans aren't exactly the fittest, group of people.
Don't lump me in with that.
That's my rant. I'm done. Let's talk about baseball.
Serious question, and then we'll do it. If I got maybe a little more turtleneck on this and a smaller chain, do you think it's a play?
Wait, what?
In what way?
For me to wear out to a dinner.
No.
Okay. All right, back to the baseball.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we are going back to the baseball or like,
yeah.
Okay, go to the baseball.
Start with the baseball.
A lot of people in the chat agree with me. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
I agree with you. We need fat dude models, but I also don't agree with you. Everyone should aspire to be healthy and in shape.
It's a great take.
Okay, great.
All right. Huge.
Covered both sides there. Congrats to Pablo. Opposite of congrats to the Braves. I think you got duped by his agent. Good job by the agent. Congrats to him. All right. We want to talk about some big topics, and they just released a schedule on us. So we're going to kind of cover the postseason starters, the 1-2s for each team, maybe the 3s, and we're going to talk about the schedule, reaction to the schedule dropping a little bit. Those are the main topics. Before we get into those, producer Bug, we did have some little things on the list. Can you drop one of those our way?
Manfred wants fans in the stands for the CS and World Series in the bubbles, which are also official now.
The bubbles are official. And yeah, okay, Trev, what's your reaction? It's like we saw the Chiefs, they had 15K or whatever it was. I'm fine with this. I think that, there is a way to get a small percentage of fans in the audience. It does nothing for me. I think you're only serving that whoever gets to go, because I don't think it's going to change the atmosphere for the people who view at home. Like in the office the other day, we had on a Cubs Dodgers NL. What was that, Jake? NLCS game, 2016, I believe.
Yeah. Hendricks,
and all versus Kershaw, and the atmosphere. Jake and I were watching it like, oh my God, like I can't believe I've become used to what we're watching right now. And I'm fine with it. I think it's quality product. But when you compare it to that, like a foul ball, a hard foul ball that was easily foul off the bat, the stadium went nuts just for hard contact in the second inning of a game. And it was like, oh, you can't recreate that. So I guess my thought is shrug. They can do this safely enough. If they want, they're not gonna get close to the players to mess with the players' bubble. You just maybe block off the first couple rows and or the surrounding dugout area. I would hope they're smart enough to do that, because you are bubbling the players, keep the fans a little bit away. I told Jake they have to stay with the sound noise, the crowd noise.
Yeah.
Because if you just now like, oh, we'll get rid of that, we'll rely on this 1,500 people or whatever it is, 1,500 people to be our atmosphere. You can't do that. It would be terrible. So that's all my thoughts on it. Sorry for hogging the time. Trev, what do you got?
I think it should happen. Like the stadiums are big enough to do that. But good luck in Los Angeles. I mean, I'm living here, and we are essentially still like lockdown. Like there's very few businesses run inside right now. The schools are all closed. Our mayor is not wanting to open things up, and also our governor. So I just think, without getting too political about it, I don't know if it's going to happen, dude. Like unless something changes within the next, couple weeks. Like playoffs are right around the corner, dude. We're 3 weeks away from being in the LDS. For that to change, it's going to be a tough sell to the powers that be in California, in my opinion. Texas, dude, do whatever you want. Texas, that's going to happen. But I would love to see it. I think that even if it's not really going to affect like the game and how the sound and the feeling of it, at least like give some people that experience, man. Like that's what it's about. Like somebody should be there to experience these games, not just on TV. So if whatever you can do safely, let them do it, man. Like, I think that's awesome.
Trev, you got the California, Texas part of it, right? And that's I wouldn't be shocked if that's why Texas got the World Series, because I think they will be able to sell some seats there with the new stadium and all that. But this got a pretty negative reaction last night. Because Rob Manfred said it, so that's going to be everyone's initial reaction. And then it's the idea that people were like, wait, fans in the bubble. The whole idea of the bubble is to keep people out. And it's like, well, there's a way to do it. The fans aren't going to interact with the players. They would come into the stadium and then, watch the game and leave, and players go back to whatever their bubble environment is. So I think people got lost in that a little bit. And I wonder, the league is driven by money, or if we're being honest. So, I mean, I wonder what those tickets end up looking like, how many people they can get in the house. I think Kansas City and Jacksonville for football this weekend had fans in the stands. I think it was like 15,000 each, something like that. So we'll see.
Those are much bigger stadiums too.
Those are much bigger stadiums. So We'll see what it looks like. I think I'm with Jimmy on the crowd noise, and I think the bigger thing that is kind of the worry is that, I've been jokingly trying to watch some playoff hockey this year, and I'm not a hockey guy, but when I try to watch it, it's playoff hockey, and it's like, oh my God, this is nuts. You got a home power play. The building feels on fire. You don't even have to know hockey, and you watch that, and you're like, yes. Jimmy mentions that baseball game we watched the other day. If a ball thrown to a hitter, the first pitch is a ball, and you're the home team, the crowd erupts like you got a base hit. Like, it's just a different environment, so I think the bigger concern is, like, that environment just can't be there this year, and does that affect things? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be weird. Who we talked to Grichuk, right?
Yeah.
And he told us that, no matter how banged up you are,
right,
as you walk onto the postseason field and you hear the crowd, all injuries are healed, and you get totally taken into a new element, a new zone. Maybe that doesn't happen. So
I think it's been well documented that I never played in a playoff game. So I'm only speaking from talking to others, but I gotta imagine, yes, the crowd plays a big part in that, but even knowing that this is the playoffs, I think guys are still going to get that adrenaline, knowing that every freaking pitch matters. But the home field advantage thing, like we talked about how the Yankees have just been the Twins' dad. I think a lot of that has to do with Yankee Stadium being intimidating to some people. Clearly wasn't intimidating to me, but to some people it would be, and that's going to be a thing of the past this in these playoffs. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays into it, because like you guys said, these aren't going to be necessarily like a team's fans. It's going to just be like random people in California and Texas. So definitely interesting.
Definitely. All right, BBD. What's the next quick topic?
Schedule? I don't know.
Did you want to talk about the Seattle stuff? The smoke?
Seattle, they made them play through crazy. Go look at the images. They probably shouldn't have made them play through that.
It's worth looking up the images.
That's the update there. They made them play through the fires in Seattle, and if you haven't seen highlights or images from it, go look at it. And you had 22-year-old Luzardo say, "I'm a healthy 22-year-old, and I couldn't breathe."
Yes.
So I laugh because it's ridiculous that a 22-year-old has to say that. So just, I guess that was more be aware that this happened, and it's nuts. Dave Roberts defending Kershaw because Trent Grisham kind of pimped a home run off him. He says, I don't mind that people pimp home runs. You just can't do it off someone like Kershaw. You have to respect him. Meanwhile, they have Max Muncy, who did it to Bumgarner, who's, if you're talking about pitchers who need respect, which is very hypocritical. I think it's very embarrassing. I think like Clayton's probably goes to Dave Roberts and be like, stop, Dad, you're embarrassing me. Stop.
Don't kiss me goodbye anymore, Dad. I'm 15.
I know you love me, but you're just too much sometimes.
Drop me off down the street. Don't fucking pull up to the school.
Dodgers don't need to give the Padres any bulletin board material. So
I thought it was just a bad look all around. When I saw it, I was like, dang, what did Trent Grisham do? To elicit that kind of reaction from the Dodgers of all teams. The Dodgers are very loud. They do a lot of silly shit on the field. So I was like, okay, maybe I don't know what he did. Then I looked at it. He didn't do anything. He leaned back, tossed his bat, looked in his own dugout. That was it. Anyone that wants to go look up the clip, go look it up. It's very, very minimal for that sort of reaction. And I agree with Jim. I think it was just a bad look and something like, got to like wake up today and he's got to see the reaction and be like, oh, damn, maybe I was a little harsh on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Roberts is going to backpedal, because when this happened with the original Grand Slam fiasco, we were like, hey, Tingler's got to backpedal. Woodward, you just look like an idiot. I think Roberts thinks, like, I'm defending my guy. That's what a manager does. And I don't know. I mean, Dave Roberts, and it's hard for me to picture Dave Roberts getting fully loved in LA. I mean, it just feels like it's going to turn into how did Dave Roberts not win with that team? But that's another thing. And I don't know, man. Like, we just need to, like, this is the battle of, arguably the two best teams in baseball right now, fighting for a division. And, like, Trev, you're talking about you wanted to check it out to see how, quote-unquote, bad it was. Like, even if Trent popped it and then he looked at Kershaw in game like, hell yeah, who cares? Like, we're supposed to be heading that way. Like, baseball would be more cool if you got to knock off a pitcher and you said, hell yeah, because guess what? Then you're going to have to stand in against Kershaw, and he's probably going to drop 3 disgusting curves on you. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just not – yesterday was not a good look for the Dodgers as they blew the game, and then their body language changed, and the Padres are just – story of baseball.
It is funny to think about like how this is handled in other sports. Okay. We all see clips in basketball. You dunk on someone, you put your nuts on their forehead, you come down, you look at them, things get crazy. Go watch some of the highlights in the 80s and 90s. Like if you watch The Last Dance, like some of those things, it's a competition and guys get pissed. Football, the same way. You pop someone, you get up and you do this, do that. Then it's like, okay, yeah, next play, I'm going to get you. Baseball's not that way. I guess I'll be a little hypocritical here. I don't believe baseball should be that way as that much. Like, I don't think you should hit a home run off Kershaw, then look at him and taunt them. Like, I just don't think it's too many fucking games, man.
I just don't target it at Kershaw.
Exactly. If you were doing it, what he did was not targeted at Kershaw whatsoever.
Yeah.
So celebrate, man.
Here's the main topic. It's kind of schedule kind of changed it because we're getting some wrinkles here that really changed the way the postseason is.
Yeah.
So we have the schedule. The first series, all the wild card series, which are all 3 games, will be consecutive 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No off day in that. We kind of knew that, but I don't know. This just broke too. Prior to noon on September 20th. Now, the regular season ends the 24th, correct? And the playoffs start the 20.
I think it ends the 27th. Regular season ends the 27th. Postseason starts the 29th.
So this is crazy to me. They're making teams submit. I guess it's because of quarantine situation that they have to do it this early. On noon of the 20th, so 9 days before the postseason starts, MLB teams have to submit their postseason personnel. 40 players, which is 28 active, and 12 taxi squad. And the taxi squad, you can include injured, paternity, bereavement, or suspended list. But I guess that's because of quarantine. But that's pretty early. Usually you get like up until the day before to make your postseason crew. And I think this is your postseason crew throughout. So, injuries happen in the postseason a lot. So you're going to have to choose those 12 guys somewhat carefully. A lot of people have the taxi squad already. But that's interesting. It makes sense because of quarantine. But I saw the 20th, and I was like, that's early. The biggest change is a conversation Jake and I had in the office a while ago. And now it came to fruition, is that there are no off days in the ALCS, NLCS. Do the DS have off days as well? I don't think so, right?
No.
So you have off days in the World Series, but there are no off days in the Division Series and the Championship Series, which is a game changer because that means you need a 4th starter. Now, did teams know this? Because if teams were not aware that this was the situation, I got to think the trade deadline would be handled different and Lance Lynn would be somewhere. Maybe they didn't know, but, do the Yankees have a good 1, 2, 3? Maybe. Do they have a good 1, 2, 3, 4 for ALCS pitching? Ugh.
Get on the Hap train, baby.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of teams are in this boat as well.
Yeah.
The White Sox, now they're going to have to use a 4th pitcher. That's a huge, huge change to the way the ALCS. There's always a travel day. So, you can go through the ALCS with 3 pitchers. 1, 2, travel day, 3, 4, 5, travel day, 6, 7. And you have one guy start game 1, start game 4 and 7. Is that how it usually works? We've seen that a lot. Yankees won the World Series in 2009 with only 3 starting pitchers. So that's a huge change. I wonder if they knew beforehand. If not, that's kind of bullshit.
It's very interesting.
The trade deadline piece is really good, Jim, because I think you're absolutely right. Because think about how many episodes this year have the three of us ended up laughing because, at teams call in complaining about their 5th starter. And it's like, yeah, guess what? Guess what, guys? And yeah, it just changes the whole composition. I'm shocked they did this because I thought the whole thing was they wanted to line up the playoffs the same way. Apparently, they couldn't get any sponsors, if you remember that. That's a good flashback. But no, it's nuts because think about bullpens. Like, guys don't get used. There's not a lot of everyday Eddie Gordados anymore. I mean, our team's going to be pushing.
Nice.
Our team's going to be pushing guys for 4 straight days out of the bullpen. We know just from following the Yanks, they rarely, the rarest of rare, push a guy 3 straight days. So now the whole dynamic has changed, and I personally don't like it. Just I think you're going to start making things important that normally aren't all like, man, a blowout win where you don't have to use your good pitchers, or what if it is that 3rd day using your good bullpen guys and you end up blowing it, and then you're sitting there the next day and you don't have guys to use? With everything, isn't this whole year supposed to be about player safety? I don't know, man. I don't like this.
Or you think that this might lead to teams punting a game if they're down 5 and they'd rather save their best? Like, it depends on the situation. Obviously, say you win the first game, right? Or say you're up 2-0 in the CS. You're up 2-0. You punt game 3 and try to steal a win with your bad bullpen pitchers because you want to give all your good arms. The Yankees would definitely do that, and it would suck. Is that what this is going to lead to? If a team is up 2-0 and then the 3rd game, they would rather give their relievers a day of rest to win 2 more. Your odds, the statistics probably say you're better to give them a day of rest and try to steal a win with your lesser bullpen. Because going 7 days in a row, you cannot use your good relievers every day.
It's interesting. They're going to have to figure that out because, if you talk about a team that has 4 starters, you're probably like 4 good starters. You're probably talking about 3 teams. You're talking about the Indians, the Dodgers. Maybe that's it.
Padres can do it.
Yeah, Padres got it now. But I think one way to combat it, and maybe I'll have to ask around because I think this is kind of some news, and maybe teams didn't know. I will ask, but maybe you do piggyback type stuff. So you're going 40 pitches, and that way you can bring guys back, again. I don't know how you do that, like, besides relying on a crappy 4 starter, like, I don't know how you set yourself up for that.
What about the Jack Flaherty start last year where they went up 10-0 in the first?
Oh, he's out. He's out then. Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And Snit said there was never not Snit, fake. I want to call him Dwight from The Office because what's his name? Schmidt. Yeah.
I know you're talking. Oh, their manager.
Yeah, he said he never wavered. He was going to keep him in the game. So I don't know, man. What about catchers? Catchers don't normally play 7 straight days. I know that's digging a little deeper in this, but
it's crazy. How long does it go? Sorry, Jake, but because they knew to do it in the World Series,
right?
You know what I mean? So why wouldn't they just do it in the 7-game CS? Why? It's 1 extra day.
Is there going to be another quarantine period or something? I don't know. Are we losing quarantine days or something to make sure everybody's clean?
I don't know. It's very interesting.
That's a huge caveat and something that's going to be a huge factor. It's in this weird ass season. It's getting weirder.
It's just so funny. Before this, we were coming up with teams' top 2 pitchers, sometimes 3, and now if you get past that first 3-game set, holy smokes.
if you go 5 games, if you go 3 games, then 5 games, then 7 games, you play 16 days in a row.
I mean, there's no off day between series.
Because they're all there.
No way.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
So you're really hoping as a team, you're like,
Okay. There's an off day between because they have to get to the bubble.
Get to the bubble, yeah.
But so if you go DS to CS to 5 and to 7, you're playing 12 straight.
And then do they have a travel day before the World Series?
Because there
must be.
Yeah. Before not a travel day. Well, yes, the World Series starts on the 20th, and the CSs will end on the 18th if they go 5.
Usually, as a team, you're like, you're hoping, you want to sweep, but like if you sweep and then have 3 days off, and the other team's going, like that's like kind of to your disadvantage for you. But now I feel like that's an advantage if you can get the series done before the other team can get the series done and rest some people.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be from October 5th. If you go 5, you go 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. If you're the AL. Okay.
Oliver in the chat says the schedule I'm looking at has off days between the wild card, the DS, and the World Series.
So the AL actually would get an off day. Okay, so there is one off day.
Yeah.
Staggered off day. Still, I mean, 12 out of 13 days instead of, it's still crazy.
It's nuts, man. And again, as we're processing this live, something that me and Jim think is a big factor. Trev, you're in on it too, but we were just talking about it today. But it is that starting pitcher you normally kick to the bullpen. You know, that can change a team. Look what Patrick Corbin did last year for the Nationals. I mean, he still got some starts in. But man, like, you know, when we talked about the Cleveland Indians, we were saying how, you know, does Tristan McKenzie kick to the pin? He still might because they have a lot of starting pitchers. Savali, your guy Plutko.
I can't mention Plutko. People get mad when I mention Plutko.
People get mad when you mention Plutko.
Do you think Cleveland's like, damn, we probably shouldn't have traded fucking one of the best pitchers in the game because we could have used
Yeah, that's the other side of the Lance Lynn.
What the fuck?
My God. Wow. That's
straight up
love.
not having. Anyways, should we get into our topic?
And if you're a team that traded away someone like Robbie Ray got traded for peanuts, he had an okay start with the Jays. Like his value could have been a little more. I don't know. A lot of factors.
Yeah, let's go into, and we're going to go into teams 1 and 2s, and we'll preface this as we always do with, we're searching to learn more about your team because some of these teams in the pregame show, we were trying to figure out who's going to be the 1, 2, and 3, and some of it is hard. So if you're a fan, let us know because you know more than us, as always. But we just wanted to do, you know, we'll get, as we get closer and maybe the matchups get more cemented, we will do more info on this. But we just wanted to do a kind of a quick dive into teams we know are going to be in the playoffs, who their starters are going to be. Jake, do you want to start us off? How do you want to go about this?
Yeah, should we do this AL-NL style? Maybe we'll start with the NL because we're so much AL bias on this pod.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do the National League. We'll start in the East Coast because I'm not giving Trev the West Coast. The teams that are in it, the Braves are going to make the playoffs. And again, this is one of those, I mean, we're starting off with kind of a wild one because Max Fried was in the running for the Cy Young, looked incredible. He got hurt. He is looking to come back, so we'll assume now that he'll be good because we also love Max Fried. So you got a pretty good one there. You know you got a guy who's going to tango. After that, we've got Cole Hamels making his first start back this week. We'll see what he looks like, although, hey, if he looks good, I mean, that's a grizzled vet who's done it a lot. And then I think it's Ian Anderson, the rookie, who's been shoving. But if you're the Braves, I think this is their biggest question mark right now.
Look, we're a team that expects themselves to be in the ALCS, and now they need 4. Like you can't run Fried out there games 1, 4, and 7.
That's been a strategy forever. When you get to the playoffs, I mean, you got your 3 horses and you run. Even the Nationals last year would have had a tough time with the guys that they have.
Man.
But I love CS aside, this opening round is the most intriguing thing to me just because of it's a 3-game set. And if you have 2 horses, go and shove, you can move on with little offense, with little depth. And that's kind of why it's so interesting to me, because teams that aren't that good can really, I mean, they can knock a contender out just like that. 2 days gone. Because you got 2 guys that are on their game. That's kind of why we started to think about this. And I don't know if the Braves, if I'm looking at that division and you got Fried, Hamels, Anderson, I might pick the Marlins over them.
Well, the Braves pitching right now is Fried with a question mark in parentheses after his name, and then legit 2 question marks.
And I think, we wanted to keep this a 3-game set, and, I like to suck up to the Braves fans when I can, but how can you, after hearing what you just heard about the schedule, think the Braves are going to have a legitimate shot come October?
I don't know. Let's move on to the Marlins.
Sorry, Braves. Thanks for tuning in.
We got to be kind of quick here. And everyone else, we got 16 teams to do. Everyone, Braves fans, let us know. But Norm's in the chat, kind of more worried than us. It's like we don't have any start.
Marlins got to be a little excited. Sorry, Trev. I mean, Sixto Sanchez is becoming a breakout star in baseball. You got him, Alcantara, and Pablo Lopez. You've got 3 right now. I don't know if you're the Marlin stock is going up right now.
It is. They got the pitching. And if we're specifically going to keep it to the opening rounds, I mean, they got 3 guys, but you could narrow that down to a 1-2 punch that can compete with anybody.
Their 1-2 punch is pretty good. The only thing you have to worry about there is, postseason jitters, but maybe the bubble and all that. The
bubble's going to take care of a lot of that, I think.
The postseason is a different animal. Like it truly is. Like Jake said, without fans, it's different. But ball 1 means a fucking lot in postseason baseball. You are edge of your seat. So, you do have Sixto, who's a rookie. Pablo's not a rookie.
All right, Marlins, Phillies. I think we just do quick, and I mean their whole formula was we've got 2 studs in a lineup. I mean, again, for a 3-game set, they're still scary.
Yeah, absolutely. Aaron Nola and Wheeler have been 2 of the better pitchers in the league this year. I mean, and not just this year, obviously. They have a pedigree as well. So Wheeler comes back. Hopefully his fucking nail is okay. But if you have those 2 guys at full strength, I mean, I don't know if there's another. I mean, those 2 guys are, maybe top 5 that I would pick as far as shutting you down. So this is it's all going to be interesting. I think we're probably going to say the same thing for almost every single team. 2 starters is not that hard to have.
Yeah, but it's very interesting that we all like the Phillies and the Marlins better than the Braves, and the Braves are the first place.
Let's do this. Let's say, give me we just did the NL East, the teams that are actually going to make the postseason. Who's the best 1-2 punch in that group?
Phillies.
I think
because you got experience and results on your side.
I mean, the part that's blowing me away, and again, we were looking for a segment, and we kind of put this together, is like none of these teams are a threat anymore.
To make a deep postseason run, probably not.
Like I think 20 minutes ago, I could have got excited about the Braves or the Phillies, and now I'm sorry.
Does this become like, I mean, we're kind of getting off topic here, but does this become like a 4-team race? Like that has a legitimate chance?
I don't know. I mean, if you want to play I can go like butthead Jimmy mode and be like, the Blue Jays are out.
Yeah.
I don't think the Yankees can do this. I don't think the Braves can do this. I don't think the Phillies can do this. I don't think Houston can do this. I don't think Oakland can. Like, who do you got? You got like the White Sox, the Twins. I don't think the Twins can do that.
Padres, Dodgers are set up better than anybody. And
they got to play each other.
And maybe the Indians, just because the starting pitching depth. We obviously don't love their lineup.
Yeah, but they do. Like, they can still get you 4.
They have 4 like good starters.
Yeah,
like they have 4 good starters. A couple of great starters.
I've been sick and grumpy, so like, and I said everyone sucks earlier today on a different show of ours. Some of those teams can probably spin to it, but it's a different animal, man. Because a lot of time you can't even bullpen day in the CS because that ruins you.
Yeah,
for the whole damn series. You need every game. You need length. It's a whole different thing. It's crazy.
You know who's got a pretty good shot?
Who's that?
Yo, maybe fucking say it.
Don't say it.
The Cincinnati Reds.
Oh,
I mean, with that information that you just gave out about the no off days and having to run the guys out, I mean, they have some of the best starting pitching depth. If Sonny Gray is back, they have some of the best starting pitching depth in baseball. And that, I mean, it's a premium now. It's always been you need to have starting pitching depth in the playoffs, but now it's like you have to have it.
Yes.
I mean, and that's they got to get in, and then they'd have to win against either the Dodgers or the Padres, who are the clear kind of 1 and 2 right now. But then again, like if they end up getting matched up with the Braves, who have to go Fried, Hamels, Anderson. And then I don't even think they have a 4th starting pitcher? I mean, this whole playoffs is now pretty bizarre. I think at Spin Zone there will be some random heroes that would never happen.
Yeah.
Jordan Montgomery, Jay Happ, step up, baby.
It's like a tournament. It's like a Koshian Japanese tournament. It's survival of the fittest and not survival of the best.
Twins can do it. The Maeda, Barrios, and then the Pineda Hill thing, and Dobnak. Like they got some guys. Like I think they have bumped up because of this.
Yeah, their depth, because that's been the complaint about the Twins for the years, is that they don't necessarily have that lights out one. But hey, I kind of like their starting 5 as a group of 5 guys, and that might be important now.
If the Padres didn't go out and get Clevenger, they're one of the teams where like, oh, like great job during the regular season, but the postseason now means nothing because you don't have the depth. But now that they have Clevenger, I mean, they're one of the teams that.
I mean, a lineup like bang too, though. Like the White Sox, like if they can knock a pitcher out early,
right? You can kill a bullpen.
Like like it's almost
wow.
A bullpen killing team is better than, the Royals in 2015 who are going to win by 1 run every game. I don't know. It's kind of cool. I mean, we're all trying to wrap our heads around it. So I'm sure we're throwing out a bunch of takes that are wrong or going to end up wrong, but I think the point is it's a different animal that we're heading into, and it's kind of interesting. Did we lose the format here a little bit? Do we want to go back to what?
A little bit.
I don't know if we need to. I mean,
we started jumping around a little bit. I mean, Cubs, they were kind of going to lean heavy on Darvish and Hendricks. They can't be too excited about that. I mean, a lot of people are familiar with Alec Mills now, but coming into the no-hitter, I mean, I think the Cubs were trying to kick him to the pen.
A lot of people are mad at my Reds take in the chat, and rightfully so.
Sure.
Reds last 6 of 9 are versus the White Sox and the Twins. Tough to sneak into the playoffs. I agree, but if they do,
tough to win when you have a 50% save percentage.
If they
think about how bad that is,
that's really bad.
When they have a lead going into the night in the last innings, they blow it half the time.
Flip that coin, baby. Vodka soda. I just think the point there is that if they were to advance, a 3-game series, we agree pretty much anything can happen. Like, I think you'd much rather draw a team like the Braves or the Cubs than Cincy right now if they were to pull off a miraculous run just from the updated information. I like the TKO lineups are fun, man.
Yeah. What?
The knockout lineups. Like, hey, don't hold back with that 9-1 lead. Get ugly with it. Make them use pitches.
We did World Series predictions. I've taken the Rays, haven't wavered on that. I think both of you guys took the Yankees. Fine. Where are you at now with that? Like, where are you at after all this information, all that stuff? Like, is it just the Dodgers, kind of? Maybe the Padres? Like, pick one right now, and like, where are you leaning?
I think the AL is. I got to wrap my head around this more. Because I can talk myself into my Yankees pretty easily, even though if anyone wants to come at me and say they're not set up for this, I think I agree with them more right now. Like the Yankees now have to put a lot of faith into Happ and Monty and Davey.
What about some of the young guys? Like,
I almost think this pushes Davey out because Happ and Monty ain't going to go to the bullpen.
Clark Schmidt is done. Are we done with Clark Schmidt? What's up with that?
Who knows? I think that this
might change things.
People are upset when we do this.
We could do a segment on the Yankees.
Yeah, it's like our biggest downvote complaint is that we do.
Sorry. We just talked about the Reds a ton too.
The evil empire.
Did we go through the NL?
Who'd we miss in the NL? I mean, the Cardinals. It's Flaherty, Waino, Kim's been really good for them. That organization just generally pitches, so Cards could find a way. I don't know. If you're a Cardinals fan going into a normal series, you're normally saying like, "Hey, let's run Flaherty out there as much as we can," and I don't think you're doing that.
Dodgers is Kershaw, Buehler, May, Urias, and Gonsolin. Like a legit 5-man rotation, all above average starters. They are set up for anything. Fuck, any scenario that you could think of, the Dodgers are set up for it. And if they don't win, man.
Dude, the Cardinals are set up good. They got 4 starters.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals too.
They can pitch.
And with Kim being as good as he's been.
Yeah.
They got Flaherty, Waino, and Hudson's been good.
Yeah, I like Hudson a lot too.
I mean, it's so funny because we went into this show and we were prepping for it before they dropped all these new changes. And one of my questions was, I want to know which team has the best 4 or 5 that are going to go to the bullpen and solidify it. But now that's like not the plan. Usually that's the plan. It's not the plan anymore.
I mean, gun to my head today, it's full-blown Padres. Like, I've kind of been Dodgers all year. They're dominant. Sure, the Padres are fun. We'll see who else fights.
They can bang and they got depth.
Give me Clevenger, Paddock, Lamet, Davies with their lineup. I mean, they can wear you out all day.
Yeah. And to think, I said they're just going to finish one game over 500.
It's a good.
People were laughing at me.
It's a good bet. It's a good bet.
I think I won that bet. I think they have to finish over 500, don't they?
Yeah, I think you're good.
I think you're good, man.
32-17, you did it.
I did it.
Bang.
I said they had to win 32 games, right?
Cash that ticket.
Or 31 games, yeah.
Free money.
Mike, now if we get Moustakas to hit over 255, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. AL time.
AL, we did the Yanks. Sorry, everybody.
We did the Indians.
The Blue Jays are so dead. Like, sorry, I know we have some nice Blue Jay listeners, but you guys were struggling in a 3-game set.
Yeah.
The Rays, we probably need to give them more love. If there's anything...
Blue Jays fans, who's the 2-3? I mean, I'm guessing it's Walker Ray.
Is Pearson hurt?
He's hurt, and they were planning on bullpenning him.
He's going to be involved.
They were planning on bullpenning him.
They get to the CS. Do you have to use 4 starters in the DS now? You do, right?
Yes.
So who's your 4th starter in the DS if you don't sweep? Blue Jays fans. Shoemaker, if he comes back, someone said in the chat.
I mean, you look, they have Ryu, Taiwan, Ray, and Pearson. You could do that.
Yeah, Ray's been awful this year. Besides his best start, Ray's best start is 5 innings pitched. So, I mean,
he's a warm body though.
But that's 4 innings of bullpen. Like, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
You can't use 4 innings of bullpen every night if they're close games.
Someone smarter than me is going to come up with this, but I do think my piggybacking idea might work.
Well, I think for the Yankees, you may be better off trying to start Happ game 3 and Monty game 4 and have Davey as the bulk guy relief.
Ready to go.
I will say this: they will ride if your ace goes out there in a Chevin. Keep going, buddy. Like you're not done in the 7. You got to keep going.
Bullets. Yeah.
Stealing outs this postseason. I mean, that's just bizarre. I don't think I've ever seen that. I guess some of the old starting pitchers used to do that, but
which team's gonna hurt someone? Who do we have out there that's a free agent that the team doesn't care about their arms and they're just gonna be like,
oh man,
go out and die for us?
Who's getting the Evaldi Award this year?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, the Evaldi Award worked. The Red Sox felt so bad about it, they signed him for 4 more years. Hubner in the chat says that if Verlander's healthy, the Astros will do him. I mean, the Astros look pretty brutal for this too. I mean, you got Greinke, Framber, and then who's the 3? Lance.
Urquidy.
That's a good 3. That's a good 3.
Urquidy's working his way back.
Their bullpen is all young guys.
I haven't checked lately how their bullpen's been doing. They were okay. Remember after Reddick's wife came at them, they were actually doing pretty well.
So Quentin in the chat still has Verlander being in the postseason.
Didn't he opt out?
I am far too cynical to believe that that's going to happen, but I haven't been following along.
I thought he opted out of the season. Not true?
Not true. He just got hurt.
I think the Rays are up, man, because I think every team is going to have to dig into their arms.
Verlander's throwing again Sunday. He's going to come back as a starter, not a reliever. So, yeah, I mean, that fucking makes a difference right there.
Yeah.
That would change their outlook. Everyone who pitches for the Rays is good. Maybe I sound like a scorned Yankees fan, but that's what they do, and that could help them at this point. And Trev, the other thing that they do well.
Do.
You mentioned it before. It's platoon stuff. So, I mean, they could work some bullpens with the 3-out rule. We've seen them. You can almost trap a team. You can trap a guy coming out of a bullpen with their platoon guys. I like the Rays a lot more. The AL Central, I have no idea. I just have no clue.
It's definitely changed everything. I'm looking here. Verlander threw 55 or 60 pitches during a bullpen session on Saturday. So, I mean, that's definitely something to monitor. My goodness, can you imagine if the Astros got hot and went on a run?
I just would never bet on it. It has nothing to do with the Astros. I'm doing the same thing.
I agree with that.
Fair. Like, I would just never bet on him being able to get healthy and then now be a horse.
Astros Reds World Series, is that like the worst we could ever think about?
Go Reds, baby.
Go Reds, baby. Oh my God. I don't know. The team that we really are yet to mention
Yankees
is the
option Andujar.
Option Andujar called up Stanton.
Weren't you guys saying Andujar was safe?
We thought so.
They optioned Mike Ford and Andujar.
So,
1 sec.
Some Yankees cuts. The Athletics. We were talking before how we don't know who their 1s and 2s are, which again in the 3-game set is scary. I don't know. I kind of like Oakland A's just playing Oakland A's baseball for 5 days or 7 days straight, but this whole season, we just hit a level of bizarre with this season that I just never thought would be a thing.
It's going to feel like a high school tournament.
It's weird.
Yeah. What time are we at, BBD? Do we need to wrap this up?
54. Could start wrapping.
Oh wow, the A's got Mike Minor at the deadline. Like that could become an important move for them.
Absolutely.
Now.
Shoved yesterday.
Did we have an ad for this, BBD?
We'll do it on voicemails.
Okay. Tune in.
We were supposed to just preview the 3-game series.
We're shook.
It got it.
Turned into a reaction pod. Whatever. We were looking for a main topic, and MLB gave it to us by releasing this right before we went live.
That's why we're the best baseball pod.
So Oakland what do we think? Because we were a little bit like they're not that scary. Chapman's out. They've only played 2 games against teams above 500.
I never can tell with the A's. I don't, when I'm looking at them, I don't really believe in them. But I also said that about the White Sox and the Indians, so I'm an idiot.
Hey, no, A's fans, this is one we really need help, because like, how much do you believe in Manaea and Fires? Because they haven't been amazing, but are they going to be 2, 3? Is Bassett the one? Is Montes in there? Is the 3 of us were trying to do it in the beginning, and we had no idea like how they're going to organize that. So let us know, please.
I'll say this. In the past 30 minutes or whenever this happened, I like the A's more.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what that means, but I do.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been I don't know, are we a media? Whatever we are.
Okay.
I've never been a media guy talking about baseball through the entire season. I feel like this year is so fucking interesting. Is it always this interesting? Or is this just like, shit, there's so many caveats and different shit.
This is a different kind of interesting. But you can always find storylines. This has been better because it's all so compact. It's just,
it's crazy. Like these playoffs, the regular season sucks. I'm sorry. We've done our best to make it look great. I think this regular season has sucked.
Well, yeah, there's been nothing. Everyone sucks, Trev. I've been telling you that.
I hate this regular season, but this postseason is about to be freaking lit.
They gotcha. If they want to do this postseason again.
No. I'm not even. I don't love this postseason. I'm saying just for this year, like this structure of the postseason can.
It's gonna be wild. They're gonna hear us being excited about it and want it again, and then shorten the regular season to 100 games. If you're gonna want this many teams to be in the postseason again.
We need a 154 game season. We need to get rid of the 1 game playoff. We can make it a 3 game playoff. You
need to reward the division winners first. More.
Yeah, don't do 18 first.
If you're the Rays and you get, best overall, and then you have to go play, they're not rewarded enough. If it's a 154 game season, and this season it's 60, so it's a little funky. If it's 154 and there's balanced schedules, you need to reward the top team more than what's happening this year, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I go back and forth on the whole wild card thing because as a fan, I love the 1 game thing, but as a player and like just thinking like realistically about it, it's stupid. So I would enjoy a 3 game set between the wild card teams if they kept it to 5 per league again, like they typically do. But then if you think about that would really fuck a team up for like the division round. If you go out there and do 3 games, throw your 3 best starters, and all of a sudden you're starting 4 and 5 or whatever in the division round. But anyways, I'm excited for the postseason. I hope everyone is locked in because it's gonna be amazing, dude. I can't wait.
Yeah,
it's set up for
I'm gonna need a lot of coffee. But all right, I think that's all. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Good ep. Go tell all your friends. Wow, good ep today.
Whoa.
They reacted.
Yeah, man. You did it.
Did it.